So this is that's Shugo and Draken done up as Boris and Natasha. But let's go back to our old favorite, Down for the Count. Yeah, soak it in, folks. This is the only good thing you're going to see all night. Now we're walking. So thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you very much. Wow, bigger room, bigger crowd, a little bit of room on the side. Cool, more people decide to come along. And there's also plenty of room for people to retreat in case they lose control of their bodily functions. My name is Brian T. Price, and I am proud to say, and by proud I mean utterly ashamed, to say that I have now been doing this panel for 10 years. And to stand as a monument to this colossal beast that I have inherited from people smarter than me, I've decided to do 10 terrible years of bad anime. I always start with a couple disclaimers and a couple questions. First off, I, myself, Brian T. Price, and I'm sure I can also speak for the staff and volunteers of Anime Next, take no responsibility for whatever physical and mental harm may be visited upon you for seeing this garbage. Okay? You have been warned. You came here of your own free will. Suck it. All right, and let's see, what else? If there's any, is there anyone here under the age of, say, let's say 13? Yeah. Okay, the couple. All right, no, it's not a 13 plus round. But let's just say if you have a problem, or speaking of sensibilities, if you have a problem with coarse language, crude verbiage, then you might want to leave because probably the very first swear word you're going to be hearing will be coming out of your own fucking mouth. And yet I'm still in the PG-13 realm here. So I think they're up to, what, 2 F-bombs now, as long as none of them actually describe the act. Seriously, that's what it is. That's why a lot of PG-13 movies, they very, very specifically and strategically decide where to drop their F-bomb. So, almost like the big event in the movie. Now, who is coming to this for the very first time? Now, no. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Now, who here? Now, keep your hands up if you were here on the recommendation of a friend. They are not your friends. Serious. They're a bunch of bastards. And they hate you. Unless they are here with you, in which case they're sadistic bastards.
I recommend my friends on the one. Oh God.
There we go. So, all right. Now, let's see. Disclaimer. All right, good, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, we have a question already. Oh, you mean, what's the anime that has General Black Man? I swear to God, there's a character named General Black Man. That is Protectors of Universe. Which we will be getting to later tonight. Because I plan on showing you a distillation of everything that I have used for this panel over the past 10 years. All right? Bring it on. Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for misery? Are you ready for the greatest assault upon your psyche you will ever receive outside of high school? So let's start. Okay, now, let's see. We're going to start off with a singular clip that I used from a piece of a movie that should have worked. Now, I'm sure we can all think of something where, you know, the great actors, great director, really good writer, you know, it should have worked, but it just didn't. Yeah, we've all, you know, there's all examples of that. Like, say, oh, I don't know, when Roland Emmerich thought he could do Godzilla. Douche. Actually, I don't really blame him as much to jump into the film geek role that I often fulfill. I don't really blame him as much as I blame his producer, Dean Devlin. I don't think Emmerich worked with him after that movie because this is the guy who's shooting off his mouth saying, yeah, you know, when people see this movie, they're going to completely forget about the original. Imagine putting that in the context of you're getting a gift from a Japanese producer. And you say, yeah, when we're done, they're going to forget your shit. Oh. All right? Any surprise that the visual license for Godzilla, the look and the feel, was pulled and they had to change it? Because remember, if you ever see the very first trailer where you see that his tail brush up against the building and went back around, it was the original design. Sometime after that, that's when they got the big iguanodon looking piece of shit.
Which gets destroyed in about 5 minutes in Final Wars.
What's that? Oh yeah. Well, not just in killed in Final Wars. Not just that. Also, remember there was there we go. In Godzilla Mothra King Ghidorah, aka GMK, early on there's a briefing of all these defense ministers and high muckety-mucks in the Japanese Defense Force. One of them saying the Americans said they had a run-in with Godzilla too, and the other one says they found something, but it wasn't Godzilla. Which translates to
yeah.
Anyway, something that should have worked. Who here has actually sat through Dark Side Blues? Yeah, a few of you. Okay. 20 minutes. 20 minutes you'll never get back in your life. Dark Side Blues was originally penned by the guy who created Wicked City, aka Supernatural Beast City, the actual title. Vampire Hunter D. And it was directed by Yoshiaki Kawajiri, the guy who directed Wicked City, who directed Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, the second one, who directed Demon City Shinjuku. This movie should have worked, but sometimes writers or directors or the mishmash of both of them think that, hey, we can do anything we want, and they'll love it. This thing was horrible. Basically what you've got is life on Earth sucks because Earth is now controlled by this mega corporation, except for this like 10 square mile or 10 mile wide swath of Tokyo that they never managed to really conquer or could never buy out. So what they did was they erected a huge wall around it that goes up like half a mile up. And of course, it's a big thorn in their side. Why they haven't dropped a convenient satellite or sprinkled it gently with fuel air devices is beyond me. But they need a place to have their big locking of horns with the ragtag band of street hooligans. And out of and talk about awful exposition. It's really, if any of you are writers here, or have aspirations to be writers or directors, don't tell the audience that these guys are evil by showing them doing a really overtly, way too over-the-top level of cruelty just to say, oh, by the way, they're evil. As they're torturing to death this, in a very elaborate way, this resistance fighter. So, and as they're doing this, we're all like nasty and cruel and we love this and everything. From their satellite up in space, where they basically look down on the world as their own little olive inside a martini glass. Who here catches that reference? Little globe inside a martini glass. We own you. Conglavo, thank you. We'll be covering that. We'll be covering Conglavo and Rocco's Modern Life tomorrow on Totally Subversive Tunes, by the way. Shameless plug. And as they're like, they're doing their evil machinations, then all of a sudden, a 19th century horse-drawn carriage goes flying from space through their satellite down to Earth, and they're like, so, He is here. This means something. Yes, it was. It was this big mishmash of some cool. Yes, yeah. Let's take some cool imageries and other ideas, throw it in a blender, and then and draw someone who looks kind of like Johnny Depp out of Sleepy Hollow to kind of mope his way through the movie, because he was the guy who was him in the carriage, just because. And get like a quick view of him. Now, the reason why I chose to do this particular piece first at Omnia Boston was because their theme was music. Turn it up to 11. If any of you love rhythm and blues, classic rhythm and blues, you're not going to like it for much longer. Boy.